Guys, we have had a number of codes that I haven't really covered over the last few days, so these may or may not be new to you, but I wanted to share these codes in today's video. First things first, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Jujutsu Kaisen Fan Parade content, as well as clicking that notification bell so you don't miss said content. Today's video like goal is 500 likes if the video is helpful, and I want to just cover this here. But first thing I gotta say is, what are your thoughts on the current state of the game? I've had a lot of different opinions and all that stuff, so let me know in the comments down below how you guys are feeling about the game currently. So we're gonna dive into the codes, and from there we are going to also reap the benefits and talk a little bit more about the question I asked you guys. So first things first, if you haven't seen them, there was a number of codes that did pop up initially, such as Release Day, JJK 2024, JJK Gift, JJK 777, JJK Code, and JJK PP Dom EX. So JJK PP DOM EX. Those are all codes that I have previously given out, but if this is your first video, you probably didn't see those. They are spelled exactly as they're said, but regardless, here is the first one that I haven't covered recently, and that is JJK PP Curse.
I always thought
this code will give you 20,000 JP, so obviously extremely useful to get that. The next code is JJK PP Special. All right, and that code is for Beacon of Recollection Bits, 10,000 of those. The next code that we have here is JJK PP Sorcerer.
A little too cynical for me. I think there's
I guess I spelled it wrong. Actually, I don't know if it had any case sensitiveness, but I probably put an O instead of a E in there. Maybe that's what I did. And there we go. Okay, so JJK PP Sorcerer. That code is worth 20,000 Beacon of Trainings. By the way, these are like decent amounts for the bits and trainings and stuff. It's decent amounts, but it's not as much as it looks like, because this is going to get ran through pretty quickly. Speaking of amounts, you're going to get 30,000 JP for this next one here, and that is JJK PP Week 1. And last but not least, the main thing people care about in this game, and for good reason, cubes. So we do have cubes here as well. You're going to get 300 cubes with the latest code, and that is going to be this one that we enter here today, JJK PP Onwards. All right, so completely entered. Let's see all of that stuff reflected in the game. So based on all the codes we put in, this is what we got: 20,000 JP, 10,000 of the blue orbs, 20,000 of the orange yellow orbs. We've got 30,000 more JP and 300 cubes for inputting all of those codes, so you guys can reap a ton of rewards. Stay tuned, because as more codes pop up, I will be making sure to cover them for you guys here on the channel. Hopefully we do get some more awesome stuff popping up soon. Speaking of awesome stuff, another thing that's pretty cool is that they recently gave out 1,000 cubes for the celebration that's going on for 8 million player downloads. It's unfortunate this is paired with a paid gacha that people aren't really, or shouldn't really be going on, unless, I guess if they're paying players, they may or may not. They kind of don't really care. But 1,000 cubes there, and if you're keeping track, so far in the game, despite the fact that they have a lot of, like, this game is kind of like pay heavy. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here that's gacha, like pay stuff, this and that. I can't see the bottom of this, to be fair. There's like 10,000 cubes that were given out below this that I can't see. But there's 300 here, 3,000 there, 50s, 100s. Well, some of this stuff I might have got, you guys didn't get because the weekly and monthly passes I purchased. Things like that. But you're also going to want to make sure that you claim this daily if you're looking for cubes. I don't know why there's not like a dot or something that shows you to go there, because I always forget about that. That 10 does add up over time, of course. It's not a lot, but it does add up over time. All right, so for me personally, I asked you guys in the beginning how were you guys feeling about the game, and for me personally, I do have a few minor gripes that I'm not a huge fan of. Firstly, I don't really like all the paid gachas that they've been putting in this game. It's kind of you know, I don't have most of them because I have completed them, but I don't like them for you guys. Like for me, I'm a little bit different. But for you guys that are particularly free to play, I don't like that they're kind of restricting what you're available to summon on. That is a common practice, but still that doesn't mean that we have to like it or that it's a good thing or anything like that, and I don't like it. On that topic, I don't like the separation between paid and free gacha currencies. That is a common thing as well, but like I just said, I still don't like it. I wish games would kind of move away from that model. I do understand why they do it, but regardless, it's kind of crappy. Anyway, another thing I don't like, this is kind of like, I wish we would have got one of these. I didn't know what I was going to get in these rewards that I just claimed. I wish that we would have got AP stuff. I forget what they're called in this game. But basically, there's a lot of stamina usage. You have to play the main story, which I'm a little bit behind on, I guess. I'm like almost fully complete, I guess. But regardless, these also use a bunch of stamina to complete their content. There's another event that's going to pop up with Megami later. So that's going to be my next talking point, by the way. And these also use stamina. Like it's a lot. I assume this does too. I haven't touched this yet. It's a lot of, yeah, it does. It's a lot of stamina. And another thing too is that it requires a lot of stamina to even get enough of those bits to level up your recollections or characters. And so that is a pretty big, steep, you know, amount of investment that you would need from all that stamina. It's kind of crazy, truly, especially when there's going to be a third event popping in here. So my last thing I really am not a huge fan goes back to the gacha. What the heck are they doing? So Junpei dropped 3 days, basically 3 or 4 days sooner than he should have based on the Japanese version. And that's not a huge deal. You know, it is what it is, right? But a few days later, and this is going to be tomorrow at the time of the recording, they decided they're going to drop Megami. And Megami Incomplete Domain got my favorite art in the game, probably. Such an awesome character. If you haven't seen it, I did do a video showcasing him, and he is amazing. He's an awesome DPS, extremely strong supporter as well. Crazy character just to own. He will get added into the general gacha pool later, where he's going to be on this Phantom Parade gacha banner, I guess. But I will tell you that apparently they don't update this very often, and it took him about 6 months, is what I'm hearing, to get added to this pool on the other version of the game. So, like, I don't know if that's, you know, something that's dependable or not. So, kind of tricky. But the fact that they're bringing out basically 2 new character gachas within a week is absolutely brutal, and I have to hope that this is like a one-time thing. They're not going to do this again, because as things currently stand, I mean, Yuta, who is a limited character that you should be going for, is going to pop up next week at this rate. Like, he should be a couple weeks out, but at this rate, he may be next week, and I am absolutely not a fan of that at all. But what I am a fan of, to bring things full circle, is the currency they give out through codes. And if they want to keep giving codes, they're doing it right now daily because of the launch celebration and stuff like that. But hopefully they can continue to give pretty consistent codes, similar to Solo Leveling Arise, which does give a ton as well. So that is a thing I am a fan of, is at least they're giving a lot of free currency currently in the game, and hopefully that trend continues. And if you want to know how you can best farm as many cubes as possible, I kind of talked about it briefly in this video, but I do have a dedicated video for that topic, as well as that Megami video that I talked about where I showcase the character. They're both clickable on the screen right now, so make sure you click one of those before you go.